Hello everyone. So I got quite a bit of feedback on the last video I did showing what I take with me when I go backpacking, which was nice. And a couple of the questions that came up was, what do I take to wear? What do I wear when I go backpacking? Well, that obviously depends upon the time of year. If I'm backpacking in the wintertime, it's going to be a lot warmer clothing. In the summertime, of course, not so much. But what I thought I would do is just show you the basics of what I carry. And this right here is pretty much what I would carry most any time of year except maybe the hottest part of the summer. I have camped before when it was really cold in the 30s and got down to the 20s at night. And of course, I'll probably add another layer or two to what you see here. But what I'm going to go over with you quickly is basically what I would carry most any time of year, maybe with the exception of hot summertime or really, really cold winter. So starting out with just the first layer here, I usually carry a couple of merino wool shirts with me. That would be these right here, and they're very lightweight, synthetic merino wool. They wick sweat really well. They dry really quickly, which is important, especially if you are hiking in cold weather and you sweat a lot like I do. I know everyone sweats when they hike, but I tend to be on the top side of that, or the heavy side of sweating. So it's important that the t-shirt I'm wearing dry quickly for that. So I'm usually wearing one of those on the bottom layer, and if one gets wet, then I can switch to the other one the next day, or just put it on that night. And then a lot of people like to hike in shorts. I'm typically not one of those people. I typically wear lightweight pants like these right here, and I just kind of throw those out there for you to look at. Those are just lightweight hiking pants, nothing special about them. They are made by Mountain Hardwear, and they're very light, very easy to hike in, and I have a little belt attached with them too, a plastic belt, which makes it easy. I do carry some shorts with me, especially for camp, and I will hike in these sometime if it's very, very, very hot. Again, very just lightweight. They dry quickly, again, that's important for hiking. And so I'll carry some of those around as well. These are just, I'm not being paid to advertise for anyone here, but let you see what kind those are. And then I do carry an extra layer if it gets cold. A lot of times I'll carry another merino wool long sleeve shirt like this one right here. And that I would put over the top of it if I needed to get warm. And then if it's a situation where it's getting even colder, say if I'm hiking in the fall, it can get cold if you're in the higher elevations. And even sometimes, I should say, in the summertime or late spring, I do like to hike in the Smoky Mountains at high elevations above 5,000 feet and 6,000 feet even. It can get really cold. I was at the top of Mount LeConte, 6,500 feet, just 2 weeks ago, May the 14th, and it was 40 degrees. So I will usually bring another layer that packs down really tight like this. And I'll tell you the advantage. I love this type of material that will pack up into itself. It's really easy to carry around, doesn't take up much space. Since I'm one-handed here, I just kind of left it unzipped. But this is a vest, and it's a down vest. I'll see if I can get this open here for you with one hand without having to put the phone down. This is a down vest. It's 650 fill down, and I got this at REI. But I will put this on to go over that. And it just kind of zips up in its own pocket there. And there, hopefully you can see that. I'll lay that out. That's the vest. And if you've got that on top, along with the long sleeve merino wool, another merino wool shirt on under that, you should stay pretty warm. I do have one other layer I can put on top if I want. That's a rain jacket. Of course, if it's raining, I would put this on too. I'm not going to open this up. It's a basic rain jacket. It's a Marmot, just kind of packs within itself right there. But I would also put that on top. When you're hiking or backpacking, it's all about layering, which is very important. And then just quickly some socks here. I like these socks called Darn Tough socks. They're just that. They're very good to hike in. I also carry some lighter weight ones too, depending upon what the weather's like. And then usually a heavier pair to sleep in at night. I'll usually try to keep these dry in my dry portion over here. In fact, I'll get to that at the end of the video, where I'll try to keep everything in a dry stuff sack to make sure it does not get wet. Of course, I like just synthetic underwear, very lightweight boxers. And because I sweat so much, I usually carry a couple of these little buffs that you can wear different ways. I'll put these over my head and they'll hang down and capture some of the sweat. And I usually carry 2 of them because I sweat so much. I'll have one pretty wet that I'll leave out to dry and then wear the other one. And then I wear a hat on top of them. Probably one of my favorite pieces of gear is this Tilley hat right here. I'll wear it while hiking. It's made by Tilley, a Canadian company. They stand behind their products 100%. Should never have to buy another one of these. They say that they will replace it no matter what happens to it. And I think you can see some sweat stains on it there right now. I need to give it a bath. Basically, I can throw that thing in the washer, pull it out, let it dry, and it just pops back into normal. I love that hat. It's got a nice airflow up there at the top too. And then another hat that I love to wear too. I'll wear this one around camp a lot of times while I'm letting that one dry. It's just a hat like this. It also has an airflow in it. And very lightweight, and it can just, you know, fold up very tightly and stuff in somewhere. Easy to carry around. Then probably one of your most important pieces of gear, they're all important, but are your shoes. And I don't hike usually in high tops, but I do go for a hiking type shoe. These are low top hiking shoes. They still have the stability on the bottom. They're still thick on the bottom. They have a drop to them. But, you know, they're not Gore-Tex. They're not waterproof. They are lighter weight. I just have not seen much of an advantage of taking Gore-Tex shoes out. I know a lot of people would disagree with that. I do hike in the Cohuttas sometimes where my feet could get wet, but I don't know. I just like the lightweightness of these, but I haven't gotten into so much where I know I've been reading one guy's blog who I'm actually wearing the shoes right now that he hiked the AT in. I'll just let you see those real quick. I tried hiking in those. They have no drop to them at all. They're very lightweight. They're very comfortable, but I just haven't gotten used to hiking in them yet. So I'm still sticking to a thicker shoe, a heavier bottom shoe like that. And then I'll usually carry some sandals for camp just to walk around in to get my feet some relaxation from the boot. And then finally what you see here is things that I will keep in a dry stuff sack, usually near the bottom of my bag, that I want to make sure remain dry. If I get stuck in a shower and my clothes get wet, I need to have dry clothes to sleep in. And so I've got a merino wool top here with a zipper on it, and then merino wool bottoms. Kind of merino wool, I guess, long underwear there, if you will, to sleep in at night. And it gets, you know, even in the middle of the spring and sometimes in the summer, if you're at higher elevations, it can get pretty chilly at night, sleeping in a hammock especially. So it's important to have some layers there for that. So I make sure that that's dry, that I always have something to put on at camp in case I get wet. And then again, the socks I mentioned earlier. A beanie to wear for my head if I need to. Some gloves. Again, if it's the middle of the summer, I'm not taking these. I'm not going to take the beanie most likely. And I may even change that up a little bit, but most of the time that's what goes with me. And then last but not least, I love this jacket right here. It weighs less than half a pound almost. I think it might weigh half a pound. And it stuffs up really tight, but yet when you open it up, and I'll see if I can open it up with one hand here. You might have to set the iPhone down for this or just hold on to it for a second. This is another Mountain Hardwear product called the Ghost Whisperer jacket. And this is 850 down fill goose feather that, I mean, it doesn't look like much and it weighs nothing. But that thing will keep you warm. I have worn this jacket before when the temperature was in the 20s outside. And, you know, it kept me relatively warm. Especially sleeping in a hammock at night, that thing's going to keep you warm. If I need to wear this at camp to help stay dry, this really, really works. It's not inexpensive by no means. I've accumulated a lot of this stuff over time, but I'll tell you right now, I would not part with this for nothing. I can trust this to get the job done, and it really shocked me because it weighs nothing. Just nothing, but gets the job done. It's the magic of the goose down fill, I think, there. So anyway, that's pretty much what I take. That could change a little bit, again, depending upon the weather, depending if it's the hottest part of the summer or the coldest part of the winter. But that's the bulk of it right there. I hope you enjoyed this. Feel free to leave comments if you like. Thanks.